In this video, we will build a full stack AI job application agent using Next.js, Cursor and AI. This app will help user to upload their resume, manage profile details, find matching jobs and apply job faster using AI agent. Hey there and welcome back to TubeGuruji channel. This is not just a job board. It's a real AI SaaS app that can help user to search a job, fill the application and track everything inside one dashboard. We are also adding a pricing and a subscription plan along with the UPI payment support. Also in a bonus chapter, I will show you how to use a cursor for a free to build this complete project. So let's start building this project step by step. Now let me walk through the application first. So we have this application named Job Buddy, and if you see, this is the landing screen for our app. Now simply click sign in. Now with the help of Supabase, we added the authentication as well as a database for our application. We are also using a Supabase for the storage purpose. Now simply sign in with a Google and then make sure to select the account. You can sign in with a Gmail or even email password. Right now, if you see, I'm logging it very first time. So first time I have to upload the resume. I'm not allowed to access the dashboard until I upload the resume first time. So we'll select the choose file option and then simply select the resume. And once the resume is selected, our AI automatically start parsing your resume and automatically map all the value, which I'm going to show you in a moment. Now once the resume passed successfully, you will see under the profile it automatically map all the fields and their respective value along with the full name, email, phone and many other information. And here you will see a different tab for a personal, a summary based on your resume, the skill which is automatically fetched from your resume as well, the experience based on the company, the job title and which you added inside the resume. Then on the left hand side you will see the profile completeness. Now there is some thing is missing and that's why it's showing 98%, and inside the basic information it asking us to enter the GitHub URL. And once I add the GitHub URL, click save info, then you will see now profile is completed. Perfect, right? After that I will jump on to the job page and automatically based on your profile, your job title, it will fetch the job from the cloud or from the internet. Okay, so right now we have some job platform like Greenhouse, Lever, Workable, Well Found, and from that platform it fetches the jobs. We use a Brave API to fetch this job directly, and this job, if you see, it just posted few minutes ago. So it's the latest job posting you will see on our platform. It is not a dummy data. Okay. After that, on the right hand side, you will see a profile completeness as well as the recent activity. Now you also have an option to save any job, and whenever you click save on the job, it will save it to the saved job section, and so that you can apply it anytime. Pretty cool, right? Then if you want to apply to any job, you can simply click apply now. Now it will give you the option whether you want to apply manually. On click, it will jump on to that particular job page. But if you want to apply any job position using an AI, you also have option to apply automatically using AI agent. Okay. Also, if you see, you have option to select the job from the specific platform. You can just select and unselect from this option. Now let's say you want to apply for this job. Okay, so over here we'll say apply now, and then we'll say apply automatically using AI agent, and then just sit and relax. You don't need to do anything. You can apply as many jobs you want. Okay, now right now if you see our application in the queue, as in the background we are using a ingest where it will run a background job for us. Okay, and it will detect all the fields based on the job application. We are using a browser base to detect each field from the form, and then based on that, if there is any field missing, then it automatically give you the missing field status. Okay, now under the application status you will see currently it detecting the fields in order to fill up the form, and over here it's still in the progress. Also under the resume section you will see you have uploaded resume, but if you want to upload any other resume, you can simply choose the file. Also on the application form, it will select the most recent uploaded resume in order to upload to the application job or job form. Okay, as simple as that. You don't need to worry about anything because this particular platform is taking care of applying the job and then checking and saving the status. So right now if you go to the application status, there are some field is missing and AI don't know the answer. Okay, so in this case what should we do? So right now it will give you the status, it will return what are the field are missing. Now you have option, either you can update inside the profile or you can just click on this fill the missing data. Now here you have option to enter each field and their respective value, and if you see you have option to select from the drop down or you can enter the input. But the interesting, we also added this AI autofill feature. Okay, once you click on it, it will automatically fill up that particular field and its value, and if you see it's automatically fill all the detail for you. Obviously you can update if you want and then click save and continue, and after that you will see that missing data listing is gone. Now you can click on continue application and then simply wait. Right now if I go back to the ingest, you will see now the job application submission is in progress. Pretty cool, right? Now inside the browser base, if I go to this overview page, here you will see it's live session. Basically it will run the application browser base in the cloud, and if you see the in a real time as well, and everything we are going to learn and we are going to integrate, and after few minutes later you will see our application is now submitted successfully. I even did receive an email for the confirmation, and over here under the application status you will see which one are submitted and which one are in progress. So all the status you will see under the application status section. Pretty cool, right? So that's how our AI application agent will apply the job behind the scene even though you are in the sleep. You just need to select the job which you want to apply, and if you see in this particular job page, this is showing as applied, and there are a bunch of other application you will find on this page. You also have pagination to jump onto the other job, and here you will find a job from a different sources like Figma, Anthropic and many others. Once you click apply, it will start applying with the help of AI agent. Now we also added the billing and subscription where you can simply subscribe to any plan which you want. In the free plan, user can only upload 5 job per day, but if you want to apply more job, you can simply join it by paying that particular subscription, and we use a Stripe payment gateway in order to add this payment subscription model into our app. Also on the TubeGuruji platform, we added all the new section called prompt box, where you will find all the prompt chapter by chapter along with the notes. So you can simply view the notes for that particular chapter. You can even download that note, and you can also get the prompt for each of them. So you can simply copy it and paste it. This prompt also included the main prompt, and if there is any fixed prompt, that you can simply copy it and paste it. Okay, so all the chapters, their notes and prompt available on the TubeGuruji platform as well as on inside the eraser dock. At the end, we are going to deploy our application on a Vercel so that you can share this project with your friends and start making the money out of this SaaS app. To automate the complete AI job application workflow, we will use Browserbase, and to review our code using AI, we will use a Coderabbit, and we are going to use Supabase for a database and authentication. To get a free access to the all services, make sure you will sign up with the link in the description. So if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, press notification bell icon and hit like button. Also, you can visit to the tubeguruji.com in order to get access to all the source code and the exclusive courses as well. You can enroll to any course, and then you can learn each project chapter by chapter. You can keep a track of each chapter. You can earn XP, and then you will be on the top of the leaderboard. Also, you can get access to the source code, live demo, as well as you can watch on YouTube. We recently added all new section called prompt box, which is also available on tubeguruji.com. On this prompt box, you can get access to all the AI agent prompt to build the complete application step by step, along with the free notes, which is completely downloadable and free to use. So guys, make sure to join the tubeguruji.com. So without doing any further delay, let's begin to develop AI job application agent. Now let's first understand the project workflow. So we are building an AI job application agent which will find the job for us and also automatically apply it. So there are a few steps and we need to consider while implementing this complete project. The very first step is we need to connect our app with your LinkedIn, or you can upload the resume in order to fill up some basic information. So user will first connect to the LinkedIn and also upload the resume. Then it will automatically sync the profile from the LinkedIn and some other detail like education, work experience, skills from uploaded resume. If anything is missing, then we are going to tell user to fill up those right back, because that is very important. And we are also going to show the profile completeness status, how much profile is completed. After this, the fourth step is we are going to search a job using a browser base as well as some job API, and whatever the content or sources we are going to use is completely free, so you don't need to worry about that. Now over here, this particular step is very important because we need to search the job, then we need to scrap the data, and then we want to show it to the user based on his skill. After that, we are going to list all the jobs, and then we are going to add an option to apply it automatically using an AI agent, or user have option to apply it manually as well. Then we are going to track each status, which one is applied, which was in review. All of these things can be shown on the dashboard. Okay, and the reason this particular application is important because it saves a lot of time, it finds the relevant jobs, it track your application, improve the profile completeness, and keep you on complete control. So make sure you understand the application workflow, because based on that we are going to divide this complete video into a small chapter, and we are going to implement each section one by one. Okay, starting from the project setup. Now in this first chapter, we are going to mainly focus to set up our project. So we are going to use a Nextjs to build our React application. Then we are going to use a ShatCN UI for the UI components, obviously, which help us to reduce our token usage. If you have already predefined components, you don't need to write a complete code for that particular component, and which save a lot of tokens. Then we are going to use a cursor AI agent. Many users requested to use a cursor, and with the cursor's latest update, I will show you some of the interesting features that cursor provide. And don't worry, we'll be in the limit, and you will also learn how to use cursor free later in this video. After that, we'll learn how to run the application. Make sure to we'll initialize and install the ShatCN, and then we are going to set up a GitHub account, and we'll push our code to the GitHub, so that whenever there is some changes we make or some chapter we finish, we are going to push it to the GitHub, and automatically with the help of Coderabbit, we are going to review our PR. So Coderabbit is a platform to review your code with the help of AI agent. So I'm going to tell you how to do it, how to set up it, and then once that is done, we'll start actual implementation. But make sure your project is created, your application is running, you also initialize the ShatCN, then you push your code to the GitHub, and then you connected your project with a GitHub, so that whenever you push any changes to the GitHub, it will automatically review your code. Okay, so let's get started. Now in order to save the AI tokens, right, it's always better to create the manual things if it's easy, like for example creating a Next.js application. Don't tell AI to do it, because that need a lot of token usage, it create a lot of files, right? So in order to create a Next.js app, simply type a command npx create next app at latest. Now at latest will install the latest version of the Next.js, but if you have any specific version you want to install, just provide the version number. After that, it will ask, do you want to proceed? Say yes, and then you need to give the project name. So I will simply say AI job agent or job application agent. Then do you want to use a recommended default setting which comes with the Next.js, or you can select the previous setting or customize setting. So I will go with the recommended default setting, and then if you see, it started installing the some dependency like Next, React, React DOM, and some dev dependency for Tailwind CSS, the TypeScript, ESLint, and many others. Once this is done, you will see a success message. Now let's also set up a shared CN. So simply you can go to the ui.shadcn.com. Here you can explore different component which provided by the shared CN. Now instead of again telling to the AI, you can do it, because it is very straightforward and easy to set up. So I will simply go to this documentation, and then you can select the correct framework, which is Next.js. Then you have to initialize the shared CN. So simply copy this command until this point. Then I will go to the terminal. Let's clear this and simply, okay, let's make sure you will be in that particular folder. So you have to go to the, your project folder first. So this is our project folder. So I will just type cd and that folder name. So you will be inside this folder, and now you can run this command npm. Let me copy that again. The shared scene initialize command. So that it will initialize the shared scene. Here you will say yes to proceed. Okay, and make sure you are inside the project folder. That is very important. Here you will select the base component library, and you can select whichever font and icons library you want. Okay, I will select this Luma because it comes with the Lucid along with the Inter. You can even select the Mira, which contains a huge icon with the Inter. Let's select the Mira and we'll go with this option. Now before selecting these themes, right, you can also explore those inside the shared CN. So over here you can select a different option which style you want. Now we select this Mira style, and you can obviously change this anytime whenever you want. Then you can select the different base color, different font, icon style. Right now they also provide this huge icon or lucid icon. So it's totally up to you how you want, which font and style you want to use. And once this is done, if you see, our shared CN is now initiated. Now before that, I will again go to our documentation, and inside this we are also going to add all the shared CN components, so that AI don't need to add it every time. So for this you just need to run this command npx shared CN at latest space add. So inside this I will just paste this command. Then it will ask you which component you want to add. I will select all at once and then hit enter. So it will add all the shared CN component, and inside the documentation you will find all of those components like dialog or drawer or buttons. All of these components are available. You will find the documentation, how to use and everything. Okay, once that is done, you will see all the components from the shared CN is now ready to use. Now for this particular project we are going to use a cursor. So if you don't have the cursor installed, make sure to go to the cursor.com. I will put the link in the description, and then simply download it. If you are using a Mac OS, then make sure to install for the Mac OS. If you are using Windows or any other operating system, make sure to download it. I already downloaded it and install it as well. So if you see, I have this cursor installed. Now simply sign in to the cursor if you did not sign in previously, and then open your project. So I will click on open project. I will go to the documents and I will just locate my project, and it will open inside the cursor. Okay, so over here, if you see on the left hand side, you will see all the files. Here will say allow access. So let me increase this size. Perfect. Then on the left side, you will see of all the folders and file created inside our project. Now I will not walk through each of them because I already walked through a lot of times in my previous project. So you can go ahead and check it out, what this file does and why it is included, everything. Okay, now we have our application open inside the cursor. Now if you want to run your application through the cursor, you can simply toggle this panel and it will open the terminal. Simply run a command npm run dev and then hit enter. Now it will open the URL localhost on the port 3000. So just click on it and you can even open the browser inside your cursor, and if you see, your application is now running. Pretty cool, right? Now let's say you want to open inside your browser, you can even open that directly. Okay, so that's how you can run your application very first time. Now it's time to set up the Coderabbit, so that whenever we push any code, Coderabbit will automatically review our pull request. So simply click the link in the description in order to get a free access to the Coderabbit. Okay, so once you click on this Coderabbit link, you will jump onto this page. Make sure to sign up immediately so that you will get free access. And once you sign up with this Coderabbit, you will jump on to the dashboard. Now let me talk about the Coderabbit little bit. So Coderabbit is a platform which helps us to review your code. It's similar to having a senior developer in your project, which is reviewing your code and help us to find a bug, some standards, and there are a lot of things you can do it with the Coderabbit, and it's very fast as well. So simply once you sign up, you can jump onto the dashboard. Here if you see, there are a lot of applications which are already using the Coderabbit. Okay, so I always use the Coderabbit to review my all the code whenever I push it. Over here under the repo, you can simply add the new repo and then it will jump onto the permission page. Now you can select that particular repo. So here I will select AI job application agent. Okay, or you can give all the repo access as well, or permission to read the PR, and then simply say OK. After that, let's go back to the GitHub again, the dashboard, and then you will see your AI job application agent. Okay, if you click on it, you will see all the details and everything. Now whenever you raise any new pull request, right, it will automatically start reviewing your code, and through the dashboard you can find all the detailed statics. Okay, once we start reviewing, I will show you how it actually looks and everything. But for now, make sure you set up the Coderabbit so that whenever you create a new branch for each of the chapter and create a pull request, it will automatically start reviewing your code. Now in this chapter, we are going to set up a database and authentication for our app, and for both of implementation, we are going to use a Supabase. Supabase is free and obviously you can use it for our database and authentication purpose. So I already created a notes for you how to set up the Supabase and authentication for our application. So very first thing, we need to create a Supabase project, and then once we create the project, we are going to go to the cursor in order to use a Supabase MCP so that it will set up a database and authentication. Okay, then once it set up the DB and auth, we are also going to tell cursor to create a sign up and sign in page, and whenever user log in to our application, we want to save a user information to our database as well. Also along with that, we want to protect our dashboard from unauthorized user. So only user who sign in or sign up, we are going to allow user to navigate to the dashboard. So we are going to use a middleware, a Next.js powerful middleware file which will protect your application from unauthorized user. Okay, and then at the end we'll test this complete workflow. Now many users ask me how to write the prompt. Obviously, recently in many of my video, I gave the prompt to each of the user inside this eraser doc. But the question is how to write it. So I already created a beautiful notes for you to learn how to write the prompt. Now, in order to write any prompt, right, we need to understand the core goal. What is the goal you want to implement, right? For example, set up the database, adding the authentication, adding a sign-in, sign-up page, etc. Okay, so main thing you have to write the core goal. Then which tool and what instruction you want to give. So that is the second part you need to add inside your prompt. Then what is your UI UX requirement, that we need a sign in and sign up page. You can add extra detail about how you want the design and everything. Okay, then what will be the access rule? So in this case, obviously we want to provide this rule, like say after successful login user can navigate to the dashboard and other things. Okay, and some security related information. Once you combine all of this, you will get a final prompt. Okay, and that prompt you can easily add it. So make sure with this note you will understand how to write the prompt. Okay, I already added this prompt inside the eraser doc, but the most interesting thing now, this all the projects prompt are available on tubeguruji.com. Here you will see a newly section called prompt box projects. Okay, where for each of the project now going forward, I'm going to add a prompt so that you can directly access it from the TubeGuruji. Simply click open prompts and it will show you the chapter by chapter prompt for you, okay, along with the notes. So if you extend it, you will see the main prompt. You can simply copy it, okay, and you can also view the chapter notes. If you click on view chapter, you will see the chapter note. You can open in a new tab, or you can even download this note. So that is also available on tubeguruji.com going forward. But if you want to access directly from the eraser doc, I am also adding this same prompt inside the eraser doc. Okay, now once you copy this prompt, okay, we can go to the eraser doc and you can simply paste it. But before that, first step we need to do is to go to the supabase.com. I will put the link in the description to sign up for the Supabase. Now Supabase provide a database authentication. Obviously it use a PostgreSQL database. Then you can even use for the storage purpose or real-time collaboration and many others. But right now, once you jump onto the project section, we'll create a new project. I will give the project name as AI Job Agent. Then I will keep everything as it is, and we need to add a password. So I will add a password as well. And then simply click create new project. Once the project is created, you will jump onto this page. Here you will see the URL and all of this information. They recently updated the UI little bit. Okay, inside the table editor you will see all the tables which you are going to add. For authentication, if I go to this auth, you will see all the authenticated user. You will see an authentication apps, and if you want to pass a notification and many other details. Now obviously we want to add a sign-in provider option. So if I go to the third party, you can add the third party like Firebase, Clerk and others. Now inside the sign-in provider as well, if you scroll down, you can have a different option. Currently the email password is enabled, but if you want to enable any other, let's say Google, right, you can add a client secret key and a client ID as well from the Google Cloud, and you can simply enable the Google authentication. But for now, we'll go back, we'll copy this prompt, we'll go to the cursor, and inside the cursor we are going to paste a prompt inside the agent. But before that, let's connect our project with our cursor with a MCP or Supabase MCP. So let me close this. So over here, if I go to the plugins, you can obviously search in the plugin as well, but inside the, I just forgot. Let's go to the plugin, and inside this you can search for Supabase, something like this. Okay, now here we'll say add to the cursor, and you can add to yourself, or you can even add to the project as well. So it will install the Supabase plugin for you. Then you can go to the tools and MCP. Okay, and under that, if you see, there is a plugin MCP server for the Supabase. Now you can connect your project directly to the cursor. So it will navigate, it will ask you to authorize it first. So you can select the organization, okay, and then you can authorize it to the cursor, and that's how it will show this auth window. Then it will come back to the cursor, and then it will show it you as a connected one. And now if you see, you have 29 tools are enabled. There are different tools are enabled. Now once Supabase is enabled, you can simply change this ask mode to an agent mode. Okay, the reason is in the agent mode it will plan it, it will search it, and then it will build it. In a plan mode it will just give you the plan. In debug mode it will fix the bug for you, okay, and in multitask mode it will run and coordinate multiple tasks in the parallel. So it's totally up to you, but in this particular project we are going to execute each chapter one by one. We don't want to execute multiple tasks, otherwise it will get messy and you will not understand. So we'll execute everything one by one. And in ask mode it will just ask a cursor question about your code base. So make sure your agent mode, paste the prompt which you copied, okay, make sure you can add a Supabase /Supabase, is totally optional, and then simply send this to the agent. And now currently if you see, cursor will start planning it first, and then it will start implementing. Now we'll wait, and then we'll come back and we'll test the final result. Now if you see, once it is done, it will give you the what are the things are implemented, what are the changes it made, and the most interesting thing, what action you need to take. Currently over here it created a 2 or 3 pages, a sign in, sign up, and dashboard, along with a simple landing screen. And in order to set up a Google authentication, we have to do some manual step, because we need to add a client ID and client secret key. Okay, that I will show you how to do it. But in that one we need to add this redirect URI and the URL configuration callback URL. Okay, now in order to implement or integrate the Google authentication, first let's go to the Supabase. Inside the Supabase you have to go to the authentication, then sign in provider, and just scroll it to the Google. Okay, obviously you can enable any one, you can add a GitHub or Bitbucket, anything. Then over here you can simply add a client ID, simply search Google Cloud, and under the credential, right, you need to add Auth 2.0 client ID. So so over here you have option to create a credential. Okay, so we need to add authentication client ID, so make sure to select that, and then you have to select the application type. We'll select the web application. You can add the client ID, the JavaScript origin, okay, which the cursor already gave us, and the redirect URI. Now in my case I already have a lot of authentication service, so I'm going to use the existing one. So let's see me use this one, and inside that I'm going to add a JavaScript origin. So for the origin, if I go to the cursor, as you know that the site URL is localhost. Okay, so I already have, so you don't need to add. Copy this redirect URI. So we'll go to the Chrome and I will add a redirect URI, something like this. Okay, then you also need to add redirect URL, which is a callback. So we'll add that too inside our Chrome. So maybe you can add it here, and then you can copy this client ID and the secret key and simply paste it here. Now if you already have the secret key, but obviously you cannot copy it, you can add or create a new secret ID which you can copy and then paste it here. Okay, and then at the last simply save it. Once it's saved, your Google is now enabled. Okay, make sure it's enabled, so you have option to enable it at the top, so that it actually enable, even though if you did not add it, obviously it will not enable, but once you enable, then it will show you the chips as the enabled one. Perfect. Now your Supabase Google authentication is ready to use. Okay, now our application is already running, so we'll go back. If you see, this is a simple hero page that it created. But if you click on sign in page, you will see this beautiful sign in page. Also, you have option to create a new account using this sign up option. Okay, now simply you can continue with the Google, or you can even create a new account using email password. Just one quick update. You don't need to add this callback URL over here, so I will delete it, okay, because we already added the Supabase one. But the one which you need to add this localhost 3000 callback inside your Supabase. So if I go to the Supabase, under the authentication, you will see an option called URL configuration, and inside that you will see the redirect URL. Simply add this URL over here and then save this URL. Okay, so you have to add this localhost inside your Supabase, but once you deploy your application, you have to add a deploy URL over here, which we'll see once our application is deployed. Now let's simply sign in. So we'll select a Google, and if you see now I'm getting option to select the account. Once you select the sign in Google account, then you will see it redirect me to the dashboard page. Pretty cool, right? Obviously this is just a dummy dashboard. We are going to replace that everything, but right now the important thing need to verify is go to the database Supabase, and then inside the table editor you will see a new table called profile, and inside the profile, as soon as you sign in, you will see a new user email, full name, author URL, and when it created. Okay, also under the authentication, somehow inside this user is not showing because yeah, if you see it's refresh and then it's showing the user information which is sign in using the Google authentication. Pretty cool, right? And very straightforward. So that's how you have to set up the Supabase DB and authentication. If you have any question, any doubt while setting up the authentication and the database, then let me know in the comment section. Now in this chapter, we are just going to add a dashboard layout. On the dashboard layout, we want to add a sidebar, and on the sidebar, obviously we want on the top section, we want to add the application logo and the name. Below that, we want to add some sidebar option like jobs, resume, profile, application status, and later on we are going to implement each one of them. Okay, at the bottom we want to add a billing and credit section, so that will be on the sidebar footer section, and this need to be a collapsible, so once you collapse it will only show the icons. Okay, and obviously this is a very standard and professional way to implement the dashboard layout. So in this chapter is very straightforward, just want a dashboard layout. So I already added the prompt for this one, so you can even go to the TubeGuruji.com to copy this dashboard layout prompt. And inside this prompt, we just mentioned that we want the sidebar with the at the top we want logo and the name. After that, we want a sidebar navigation option like job, resume, and all of this, and footer option for the sidebar. Okay, so let's copy everything as it is. Then we'll go back to the cursor and then make sure to create a new agent, and obviously you can close the old one. Inside this, simply paste your requirement. Now if you want to move this to a plan mode, you can even switch this to a plan mode before implementing it. So what we'll do, we'll select the plan mode first. We'll see what are the implementation plan that agent comes with, and then we'll switch this to a task mode. Okay, so let's send this, and now we'll wait for the implementation plan from the cursor agent. And if you see, once the implementation plan is ready, here we have dashboard sidebar layout to do task, where it show that it will create a dashboard navigation.ts file for the routes and all, then dashboard shell, and then it will add a footer for the sidebar. There are two more. Okay, so over here you will see the complete implementation plan. What are the things is gonna implement with the UI UX changes, the main navigation, what are the different route it going to create. All of this information is added inside this implementation plan along with the architecture. Pretty cool, right? Now once you are happy with this plan, you can simply start building it. So over here if you see, we have option to build this, so let's click on build. Now we'll just wait for the final implementation, then we'll walk through and we'll see what are the changes it made. On the left hand side, you will see that it already started implementing each to-do task. Pretty cool, right? And if you want to add anything more, you can simply add that new to-do inside this plan as well. It's totally up to you how you want to handle and execute this complete plan. Now once it is implemented, you can check it out that all the to-do tasks inside the plan are completed. Now we can go ahead and check this out. So if you see, now we have the dashboard page with a sidebar layout with a credits option at the bottom section and profile setting, and most important, you can even collapse this. Pretty cool. But the problem with this one, that we want a sidebar option to need to be bigger, because we don't have a lot of option, and this page or this sidebar space looks empty, right? So you can tell to the cursor to make this option size or sidebar option size little bit bigger, as well as you can even change this default primary color. Currently it's black color. So what we'll do over here, we'll say update shared cn / application primary color to. So this is the color which I am using. Okay, so this is the hex code I added, and also increase sidebar, or here we say sidebar option icon size and name bigger. Okay, or we can let's add something like this and make sure it look little bit bigger, so empty space will not visible too much. Okay, and let's send this. So only thing that we are updating to increase the size of this sidebar as well as the primary color. So let's give few seconds, because cursor is so fast while implementing everything, so we'll wait. And once it is implemented, right now if you see, it's updated the primary color, also bigger sidebar menu option, and credit footer also updated. And now if you see, it's look much better. We have the application logo along with the name and the option, and at the bottom we have credit option. Obviously you can collapse this on hover, you will see this name beautifully. Perfect. So that's what we wanted, and obviously you can change this theme color whichever color you want. Currently I kept this one, later on if needed I will update it, but for now we'll use this particular primary color. But other than that, make sure your sidebar dashboard layout is ready, because later on we are going to implement each of these pages with the proper functionality. Now it's time to push our code and create the pull request, that whatever the changes we made, we'll push it so that Coderabbit will review our code. So simply we'll go to the cursor and here click on this source control. Okay, here we will create a new branch first. So click on these three dots, click on the branch option and then create branch. Over here you need to give the branch name. So we'll say database, not database, dashboard layout. Okay, and then hit enter. Then stage all of these changes and give the changes name. So here we'll say dashboard layout plus auth. Okay, and then simply say commit. Once you say commit, make sure to publish your branch, and then once the branch is published, we'll go back to our GitHub, and then automatically on GitHub you will find an option to create the pull request. Click on it, then it will jump onto the create pull request form. Here you can add a description if you want, but don't worry, because Coderabbit will also add the complete summary of the changes which you made inside this pull request. And once the pull request is created, if you see, currently it's saying no conflict and base with a base branch. But the most interesting thing is Coderabbit now started reviewing your code. Okay, so it's also added a comment that currently Coderabbit is processing our PR review, and then you just need to wait for the Coderabbit to review your complete code. Based on the implementation, Coderabbit will give you the complete review, inline comment, the summary, the architectural diagram, everything. Okay, so we'll just wait for a few moments, and if you see, it's already commented on our PR. So it also gives you the summary that what are the different changes that you made. Then you will see the new feature, style, what are the things added. You can even see the review changes tag. Okay, what are the different changes you made in which file, along with the proper diagram. So if I click on it, it will redirect you to the Coderabbit app, and here you will find the different changes it made. Okay, currently I don't see any inline comment added because our code looks perfect. Okay, but if there is any comment or inline comment added by the Coderabbit, make sure to fix it. You can obviously copy that particular comment and paste it inside the cursor in order to fix those issues. But other than that, everything looks good, and make sure you will review your PR with a Coderabbit. And then at the end, simply merge your pull request to the main branch. It is very important to merge your PR a pull request to the main branch, so that from next time when you create a new branch, you have all the code from your main branch. Now in this chapter, we are going to add an option to upload the resume and set up the profile information. So the idea is, if user is a new user and sign up for a first time, then we are going to add a dialog. Obviously it will block the dashboard access until user uploading the resume first time. Once user upload the resume, then automatically our system will extract the data and then save it that into our database, like profile information, skill, work experience, education, and many other details from the resume. Also, we want to save the uploaded resume to our Supabase storage. So Supabase also provide storage for a free, so you can store the uploaded resume into the Supabase. And then once we have all of this information, we are going to unlock a dashboard access where user can go to the profile page and see all the information from the resume, like profile information, skill, work experience, education, and all other details. And the most important part, we want to make this editable. So we want to populate that information automatically inside the form. And when user want to edit anything, they can simply edit it and then save it. Also, we are going to implement the resume page where it will show the uploaded resume, when it uploaded, the file type, and all other information. Okay, very straightforward. So once this chapter is finished, we'll already have implementation with this resume uploaded gateway ready, resume stored in Supabase storage, profile data extraction and save it to our database, dashboard unlock after uploading the resume, and other details. So here inside this notes, I did the complete workflow. Okay, also the prompt is available, so you can simply copy this prompt, but if you want to copy it from the tubeguruji.com, here you can copy it. The notes also attached. I think, let me refresh this with the chapter 4, and here we have the chapter 4. So we have these notes. I will make sure it's there, and then we'll copy the code as well. Once you copy the prompt, we'll go back to the cursor. Here we'll start with a new agent. We'll close this one and simply paste the prompt. Now if you want the plan mode, you can go with the plan mode. Okay, and then it will generate a proper implementation. I will go with the plan mode first because we want to know what are the things agent thinking and what are the things agent is planning to implement. So we'll send this. Now another thing I just wanted to tell that here we have this composer, and inside the composer is a AI model from the cursor, but you can switch this to the Opus, GPT, Sonnet, Codex, and many other. And if you want to add any other model or any custom model, you can even add that. Later on in this video, I'm going to tell you how to use cursor free. Okay, you can connect the free model to the cursor. That also I'm going to teach you in the later in this particular video. So first, let's send this and we'll wait for the implementation plan. So let's wait. Now here it asks for the question that which AI model you want to integrate, right? We forgot to implement the inform which AI model we need to use. So basically If you want to use OpenAI, you can select this option, but in our case we are going to use a Google Gemini AI model because it's free to use, or you can also use an open router AI model as well. Okay, but for now let's use a Google's Gemini AI model, and you can even simply go to the aistudio.google.com, and from there you can also copy the model name. So here you can copy the model name whichever you think it's best. So let's copy this 3.1 flashlight, and you can add that model name, something like this. Okay, the second question is which resume file format should onboarding accept. Okay, so we'll go with this PDF and docx because we want both the format, and then simply click continue. Now once the implementation plan is ready, you can review it. If you see, it also provides you the architecture, how it actually works, then the database schema and the storage, what are the different changes it's gonna make. Over here you will see the dependency. Obviously it will install the AI model, okay, but it uses the Vercel AI SDK. Maybe here you can add a comment. So here we can say don't use Vercel SDK, use Gemini, Google's Gemini SDK. Okay, and for that one you can simply go to the Google. Over here you will find an option for the code, so click on get code. Here we'll select a TypeScript, and then it will automatically give you this npm install. Maybe you can copy everything as it is, something like this, or let's copy everything, okay, just for the example purpose, and we can paste it inside the implementation plan. So over here obviously it will make sure that it will not use the Vercel SDK, it will use a Google Gemini SDK. Then other than that everything looks good to me. Okay, below this you will see all the tasks which cursor will execute it. Okay, so we'll build this implementation plan, and now it will start building each of the to do one by one. So we'll wait and we'll come back and we'll see and we'll test the final result. If there are we need some changes, we'll make the changes accordingly. Now once it is implemented, make sure we need to add this Gemini API key and model inside the .env file. Okay, but other than that everything is implemented, including database and storage. So inside the database storage, if you see, it created a new table. Okay, and then we have the resume storage bucket inside the storage, so that also we are going to confirm before testing it. Then this is the pipeline, how it works. So first it will upload the PDF using the unpdf or docx using Mammoth API library. Then it will pass it to the Google Gemini AI model, and it will parse it. Okay, and then we have the onboarding profile page and resume page as well. So let's first verify inside the Supabase under the storage. So if I go to the storage, here you will see the name or a bucket name called resume, and inside that whenever you upload any resume PDF or any file, it will save it inside the storage. Next thing, we need to add the Google Gemini key, so we'll copy this and then we'll go to the .env.local file. Inside that we are going to add the API key. Now in order to get the free API key, simply head to the aistudio.google.com. Here you have option to create or generate a new API key. Click on get API key, and then simply click on create API key. Give the API key name, and then select the correct project, and then simply click create key. And once to paste the API key, let's test this out. So I will go back to our application, and if you see, we have the dialog. If I try to refresh it, it will still show an option to upload the resume. Okay, so let's select the resume. So we'll click choose file, and then let's search the resume. Now here we have one dummy resume which I'm going to use it, and simply click open. And now if you see, it passing your resume. Right now we are getting error saying that this model is no longer available because inside the .env it using the old model. So let's go update it. So inside the .env I am going to delete this model and we are going to use the latest Google Gemini model. So from the AI Studio we'll go to the Gemini and copy this AI model and then paste it here and save it. Now I uploaded the new PDF, okay, and if you see it, the previously the PDF parsing failed, and I also uploaded the dummy resume. So right now it's parsing, so we'll wait, and once the parsing is done you will see under the resume we have this new resume, okay. When it's uploaded and everything, the one which we failed it, right, it's showing it pending. If you want you can delete this if you don't want it, and this is the one which is completely parsed. Now the second thing we need to test this out, go to the profile, and under the profile you will see the profile information like personal information. Here we have profile summary, the skill that particular user have, the work experience, and the most important thing, you can edit any of these. Pretty cool, right? Then we have educational project and certification. Now only thing that we need to update, that we need to change this UI UX, okay, and we'll use a tab navigation instead of this accordion style, okay. So let's go to the cursor. So inside this we are going to add in profile page, make sure to use tab instead of accordion for a form under each for category, we'll say for category, okay. Now along with that one, you are also going to add, make sure to use proper icons for each category section, okay. So basically currently it's just showing the plain text, but we want a proper category section, as well as we are going to, here we'll say also add profile completeness circular progress in percentage, so based on data show proper progress, reusable card inside in profile page, or I will say on profile page, okay. So these changes also we are going to add. Now this particular prompt also I'm going to add it under the TubeGuruji prompt box, so that if you want to make some changes you can simply use this prompt. And right now let's send this, and now we'll wait. And now once it is implemented you can go back and check it out. So under the profile, if you see, we have the card with the proper progress, that how many percentage each section filled up, right. Now in this case if you see the project has only 60%, it means it's suggesting that you have to add more information under the project in order to complete the profile, okay. But it's not completely mandatory. Now under the personal, if you see anything like let's say skill you want to add, you can simply click add skill, enter the skill name and category. For the experience, same thing, you can add number of multiple experience as well, okay. And then you can update the educational project likewise. Pretty cool, right? Now once it is done, we can simply push all of the code. So let me close all of this agent, and then we are going to go to the source control. Inside that we'll create a new branch, click create branch, and then give the branch name. So we'll say resume upload and profile setup. Hit enter, your branch will get checked out. Then simply you can either enter the commit message, or you can click on this generate commit message. It automatically generate the commit message based on the changes you made. If you see, pretty cool, right? And then simply stage all of this change and commit. Then publish the branch so that we can create the pull request and once the pull request is created, Coderabbit will automatically start reviewing your code. Okay, so you just need to wait for the Coderabbit to review your code, so that if Coderabbit suggests any changes or added any inline comment, make sure to fix it. Right now if you see, Coderabbit already start reviewing your code. And if you see, Coderabbit also commented on the code with all the summary along with the new features which we added, the style update, and you will see the Coderabbit also completed the review. I also made the fixes depends on the Coderabbit's inline comment, and once you made the changes, make sure to push it. Coderabbit again review that change, and then once everything's look good, you can simply merge your pull request. As simple as that, right? So that's how easily you can review your code with the Coderabbit. And Coderabbit also added this review changes tag, where you can see all the changes and the inline comment directly inside your Coderabbit app. And over here you will see all the changes made by the you, and it will show the proper difference as well. Now let's jump on to one of the most interesting chapter. So in this chapter we are going to display all the job position available for that particular user based on his profile or resume uploaded, right? So the idea is, first, based on user profile like experience, tech stack, the preferred location, skills, we are going to create a small query. That particular query or search query we can pass to the Brave API. Now Brave API is a platform to search on the internet, right? So Brave Search API, we are going to use it to search a job, and that job we are going to display it on the screen. Now Brave API provide you the $5 of monthly credit, so you can easily build this project without spending single money. Okay, and in order to fetch the jobs, right, we are going to use a platform like Greenhouse, Lever, Workable, Well Found, because on this platform it's very easy to automate it, and so that you can easily apply the job using the AI. Okay, but later on I'm gonna tell you how to implement on LinkedIn, Indeed, and other platform as well. Once we have the job listing, right, then we are going to save it to our database, so that user don't need to, or our AI application don't need to call every time, right, to the Brave API. We are saving the Brave API call, and we are only going to refresh the job listing to the user every 6 hours. Okay, not every minute. So every minute we are not going to call the Brave API. Okay, so this is the mini flow. Yeah, it will check the last fetch at, if it's under 6, then it will use a database, otherwise it will call the Brave API to get updated job listing. Now this is the page layout will look like, because on the top we'll say some welcome banner, then a platform like Greenhouse, River, Workable, right? User have option to select some platform in order to filter out the result. Below that you have option to apply to different job. Let's say if you see the car, right, it will show all the details along with the job position, title, the type, salary, all of the detail. Then how much percentage it matches with your profile, and you have option to apply it. Okay, so user have option to apply now, and then we'll implement a logic to apply manually or automated. On the right hand side we'll show the profile completeness card, which we already have, and the recent activity section. Now obviously, as I told you before, that smart catching logic, okay, how we are going to use Brave API efficiently, so that we don't want to spend a lot of API call, and will be in the limit. Even though if you push this application to production, you can easily or user can easily use this application without paying any single dollar. Then what data we want to store, all of this listing we added, like user ID, job title, company, and all of this, and these are some summary. So in this notes you will find a complete flow how to implement. Okay, and I already wrote the prompt based on the requirements. Okay, so whatever the steps I just mentioned, each step I already added inside the prompt. So you can even copy the prompt from the TubeGuruji.com in there as well. I added this. So here is the chapter 5, and then we'll simply copy this prompt as it is. Now before paste this inside the cursor, let me show you the example about this platform, right? How it works and why we are selecting this platform. Now for example, if you search on a Google greenhouse React developer jobs, right? Now if you see it give me all the job position available, right, on the greenhouse platform. If I select any of this, you will see option to submit the application, right? If I click on this one, it will give me and fill up the form, like first name, last name, email, and all of this information we already have, right? Obviously some of the information we need to select. For example, how did you perform mathematical high school, right? So top 10%, 20%, all of this information, and there are a bunch of other. Now you don't need a login, you don't need any captcha, you don't need anything, and that's why automating this particular form is quite easy. Same with the other platform. Let's say you wanna use a well found, so let's say here we'll say well found React developer jobs. So I selected this, and if you see I have a list of different jobs. If you click apply, it will give me the form which you can fill it and then simply submit the application. As simple as that. You don't need any authentication or anything like that. And not only that, but our application also check the status whether the job is applied or not. So let's move for implementation. So we'll copy this code, then we'll go to the cursor and make sure to select the new agent, simply paste it here, and then you have option to switch this to a plan mode, or you can directly start implementing. So in this case I can directly start implementing. Also if you want, you can switch this to any other AI model. Is totally up to you. I'm going to select different model this time, maybe Gemini 3 Flash, okay, and let's send this. And now as we selected the agent mode, so it will automatically plan and then it will also start implementing it. Once it is implemented, we'll come back and we'll test this out. So right now if you see, it already created a to-do list to execute it, and then once it is implemented, we can test each task one by one. Now once it is implemented, if you see, we need to add a Brave search API key, which we need to get it from the brave.com platform. Okay, I will show you how to get it, but in meantime let's go back to our application and let's test this out. So if you see, we have this welcome banner at the top, then the job section and the job platform. Obviously you can select and unselect those. Then right now we don't have API for the Brave search, that's why it's not showing properly. On the right side we'll see the profile completeness, but the layout is not perfectly aligned, so we'll fix that in a moment. But there are a couple of things we need to do. First, we need to change the logo, right, with a proper logo, because this is just an initial. So in order to add it, I already added the assets under the public folder, and under that platform folder I have the icon for each of the platform. Okay, so you can tell to the agent that use platform logos from public/platform folder, okay, and properly show the icon for each platform. Here we'll say logo for each platform. Also, so over here we'll say also redesign the profile completeness card, align the styling and fix it. Here I will choose the composer, the default one, which is the cursor AI model, and then send it. Now in meantime I will also generate this Brave search API key, which you can add it inside your .env file, something like this, right? So in order to generate it, we'll go back to the brave.com. Here if you don't have an account, make sure to create a new account. I will put the link in the description and simply click get started. Obviously you have to register if you don't have account. Now in my case I already have account, so I will just sign in to the platform, and then once you sign in, every month you will get a $5 of credit. And then once you jump over here, you will find an option called API key. Now I already have API key created. You can create a multiple one. So here we can add an API key name. So we'll say AI job buddy API, and then our subscription is free. We'll say add, and then we'll copy this API key and simply paste it inside your .env file. After that, make sure your changes also implemented, and then we'll go back and test this out. So if you see right now, the profile completion is much better. For the job platform, now we have a beautiful logo for each of the platform. The recent activity, it will show at the bottom side. Now currently, make sure you save the .env .local file, okay, with a new Brave API key. Even though if I select it not returning any data, see, right? The problem is AI might don't know the actual implementation, how it works and all, right? So inside the search API, you can go to the documentation section, and here you will find an option to search it. Let's say web search maybe. And inside that, if you see, we have option to try this out. So click on try out. This is just a dummy token from the API, so make sure not to use that. And here we have JavaScript. Now for example, if you want a React developer jobs, right, and hit enter, then on the right hand side you will see the list. Right now under the data section, you will get a JSON response. Pretty cool, right? Now obviously we need to get a proper query, so let's find out what query our API is generating. So if I go to the inspect and go to the network tab, and let's click the platform, right? If I go to the job under the payload, this is the payload because this is the platform we select, and I don't see any other payload to make the request, right? So maybe it's missing, so we have to add that. So this is the example in order to find it. For example, the site, the jobboard.greenhouse.io, or site this one, right? And then we want this particular position. You can even enter the location and all of this information. If I hit enter, you will see all the jobs from the greenhouse only. Okay, so obviously it will not get any jobs. If I open any jobs, right, see, it will jump onto that particular position or the page. Also you are getting the JSON response, and that we are going to save it. So everything work properly and as expected. The only thing that now we have to do is copy this JavaScript code, right, and then we can send to this agent. So here we'll say we can tell what is the issue. So first we'll say Brave API not working properly, and in payload make sure to send proper query to fetch data or fetch jobs from Brave API, and here is sample code. Okay, now after that we'll say make sure to pass all important details in search query, and also we'll say properly build search query based on platform selected, then user profile and location if needed. I think that's good enough, right? And let's send this out. Now make sure until we are not getting the final result, you have to keep telling to the AI agent to improve it, right? Because in one prompt obviously you will not get an exact answer. So make sure to add this prompt, and now we'll wait for the result. Now once it implemented this fix, you can go back and check it out. Right now if you see, we got error that it invalid source prop, because this particular image, right, it's not displaying because this is third party URL, and in order to configure it we have to update that inside the next.config.ts file. So basically either you can copy this error as it is and pass to the agent. Here instead of agent you can set the debug option, right? So you can hover on this one, it's saying systematically diagnoses and fix the bugs using runtime traces. So let's send this out and let's wait. It will simply update your next.config.ts file, and then it will add this host name so that your image will whitelisted and it will automatically display the result. And right now if you see the pattern, right, so we have greenhouse, layer, workable, and all of this perfect. And if I go back to our job app, and if you see we have the top matches. So over here you will see a job applications for a senior software engineer, full stack engineer, and all of this. It will also give you the location, right? If the price or salary is not mentioned, that's why it's saying competitive, the job position level, and based on your percentage matching, right, it will show you that one as well. See, pretty cool, right? And it will fetch all the job position which matches. Now if you want to filter this out, okay, so if you want only the well found one, right, or not greenhouse, so it will automatically filter this out for you. See, pretty cool, right? So that's how you have to fetch the job. Now obviously I want to change the design. I don't want these top job matches in a grid format. I want to switch this to a list format. So what we can do, I will change this to agent mode. We'll add a new agent, we'll close the previous one, and then here we can simply say in job pages, instead of showing job in grid format, use use listing format. Okay, now here one more important thing I want to tell you. I already have the UI UX design, okay, something like this, which I found on the internet. So I'm going to simply copy this section, okay, and I'm going to pass it over here so that it will implement in a similar way. Here we'll say refer attach screenshot for listing job card UI UX design. Also make sure properly assign or display data. And also, because here I found one more issue, so it's showing the percentage, right? So here we'll say also fix percentage text, it shows percentage 2 times. You can add the similar simple language, okay, and let's send this. And now we'll wait for this quick change. So obviously you also have option to click apply now, and once you click apply now, it will navigate you to that particular job position. Pretty cool, right? We did not added any scrapping, we don't do anything illegally, we are just using the existing search API and we are fetching, passing the correct query in order to get the result. And now if you see, it's immediately changed this layout to the listing and it looks much better, right? Similar to our UI UX design which we pass. And cursor is quite faster because it implement very fast. So that's how guys you have to fetch the job listing so that later on we can automate this one in order to apply it. Okay, user have option to apply it manually, as well as we are going to add an option to apply it with an AI automation agent. That we'll see in the next chapter, but make sure at least you are displaying the jobs, okay, and we are fetching it properly with all the details. Now once this is implemented, it's time to push our code. So we'll go back to the cursor, and then under the source control we are going to create a new branch. So we'll say branch, create a branch, and then we'll add a branch name. So we'll say display or fetch jobs and display job listing. After that, I will stage all of these changes. Then I will tell AI give a proper description, right? Once you say commit, make sure to publish your branch so that we can create a pull request and Coderabbit will review our code. So if I go to the pull request, you will see an option to create a pull request for these newly pushed changes. So we'll say create a pull request, and now if you see it start checking it. Also Coderabbit automatically get triggered, and then Coderabbit will also start reviewing our code. So we'll wait for Coderabbit to review our code. And if you see, now Coderabbit give you the complete summary of the changes which we made inside this branch, and it also added some inline comment. So for example, in this case, it added that replace any with a properly typed job row. Currently this data is of type any, but it's asking us, okay, to replace with a job row, right? So in this case, what you have to do, you can either copy this link or copy this markdown, then go to the cursor, right? Either you can create a new agent and simply paste it here, something like this, okay? But if you don't want to paste all of this at once, but another easy way, just copy this and paste it. But Coderabbit also give you the proposed fix, and if you see, this is the proposed fix that Coderabbit suggested. So you don't need to tell to the cursor, you can do it on your directly, right? And here is the prompt for the AI agent. So it also gives you the prompt which you can copy and then you can paste it directly inside your cursor. Same thing for other platforms. See, there are a lot of different comments added. You can copy the prompt, paste it, and we are good to go. So over here, if you see, for each of them, you have option to see the suggested changes, right? It will also give you the option to see the changes, but the most interesting thing, it will give you the prompt for AI agent, so which you can directly copy and paste it, and it will fix that particular comment added by the Coderabbit. So that's how easy it is. So you don't need to worry about writing a prompt, copy this, anything like that. You can simply copy the prompt and it will fix it for you. Once you make the changes, simply merge your pull request to the main branch after updating the Coderabbit review. So that's how you have to merge your branch after reviewing with the Coderabbit. Now let's jump on to the most interesting part of this project, which is automating the job application form fill-up process. Let's understand the workflow. So basically, inside this node, I already added a complete workflow, and I divided this node into two section, in which one I will show you the complete workflow, and then we'll go into the more detail. The very first thing, when user click on apply now, so we already have this apply now button, and on the click we are going to open a dialog. On that dialog, we are going to show whether user want to apply the application form manually or using an automatically AI agent. Okay. Now when user click on manually, obviously we will open that application URL in a new tab. So right now, if I click apply now, right, it will open a new tab. That is straightforward. But if user click on apply with automation, then our AI will validate all the required field which needed to fill up the form. Then we are going to set up a queue in order to apply automatically, and we are going to use an ingest to run this complete workflow or AI workflow in the background. Okay, that also we will see how to set up. Now in order to do the job application automatically, we are going to use a browser base. So we need to create a browser base platform specific adapters, or we can say platform specific script. Okay, for example, right now we have the greenhouse, lever, workable adapter, or well found, right? For each of them we need to create an adapter which will check whether all the fields are there, and depends on that it will fill up the form. After that, it will save the final status to our database, and then it will update to our status page. Okay, so inside these complete nodes, I already added the complete workflow for this automation. Now let me show you what is Browserbase. Browserbase is a platform where it gives an ability to your AI agent to access it on the web, okay, without your interaction. So Browserbase will handle your browser in the cloud. So it provides a lot of feature. It can search the API, fetch the API, and it work as a browser as a services. So it can do anything on the browser. Like even though you are in sleep, this browser-based agent will work for you. Okay, it will fill up the username, password for you. Also, you can search a lot of information directly on the browser base. So we can create a lot of different application using this browser base as well. Now most interesting feature that we are going to use, which let agent fill up the blanks or form. Okay, then you also have a use case like a search on the web and track the prices, job listing, and many other. And then you can use that data to speed up your process, and there are a lot of different use cases you will find on the browser base. You can also use this browser base for the application testing. I already created one video on the browser base. I will put the link in the description so you can go ahead and check it out. But that's all about the browser base, and this platform is free to use if you click the link in the description. Now let's understand how this browser base actually going to integrate inside our application. Okay, so this is the nodes in order to generate a platform specific browser based adapter / script. So basically when user click on apply automatically your AI agent, this browser base will open a job URL into the browser base cloud session, and then it will scan and detect all the form field which is required to fill up and submit the form. Then those fields we are going to save it to our database, and then we'll check if those fields and its value are available for that particular user. If obviously if something is missing, right, we are going to show a status as a missing information, and then user has to fill those missing information from the user profile, because we already have the user profile section. And here if the field are not filled up properly, right, for example if the email is not there or the address line is not there, then it will show it as a missing information. If everything is filled up properly, then our ingest background job function will fill up the form and then submit and save the status. Okay, now obviously this complete workflow we are going to use and set up using the ingest functions. Now if you don't know what is ingest, basically ingest is a platform where you can run a long running API, a background jobs, and the AI workflow. So that's why we are going to use this ingest. And if you see the complete chapter process, so we'll first scan the form, we'll check the field validation whether the flow is ready or not. If there is a missing information, then that we have to handle. Then background adapter execution will be get ready, and then it will submit the form. Okay, so this is the complete workflow for our job application. So I already have the prompt ready for it, but you can also find those inside the TubeGuruji.com. So here you will find the notes as well as the complete prompt. Okay, so we'll copy this prompt, and inside this prompt whatever I wrote, I show inside the notes, that complete flow I mentioned inside the prompt for the implementation. Okay, now we'll go to the cursor, and let me close all of this tab for now, and then simply paste it here. You can change this composer. Let me select something else. So in this case, let's go with the composer for now. We'll keep as it is because it's faster, and you can change this to a plan mode because first we want to plan it. Okay, and then simply send. Now in order to use the browser base, you have to sign up to the browser base first. So make sure to click the link in the description. Then simply navigate to the browser-based dashboard. So I will simply log into my account. And if you see, many application uses this browser base for my personal app. Okay, but if you want to test this, you can simply navigate to the playground section. Under the playground section, you can just test this out with the existing template. For example, if I go to the template, you will see a different template to search. For example, scrap the Amazon product, or blank playwright script, or some web automation script as well. Okay, so for example, if you want a form automation, right, AI powered form filling, I will say use template. Okay, and inside that, if you see, it basically give us the proper script. And if you want to test this out and run this script, you can simply click run. Now basically, once you run it, right, this is just an example, it will first go to that particular form URL, okay, similar like the one which we want. And if you see, the session started, it jump onto that particular form, and I'm not doing anything. Okay, I'm just showing how it works. So basically, after that, it will start filling out the form with an AI agent, okay, which is using a browser-based agent. And if you see, it started filling the form, and if you see, it's already filled up the complete form as well, okay, without entering manually. It also checking the box, and then it will submit the form as well. And if you see, the form is now submitted. Pretty cool, right? That's how easy it is and straightforward it is. And after that, you will see the session is closed successfully. Now, Browserbase also give an option to view your session. If I go to the session, this is the session which we run, and you can see the complete recording about how it fill up the form and everything. See, so over here it filling all the form, adding some details as well for you, and at the last it submitted your form. Same thing we are going to implement inside our application with some twist, because this is a job application, and in the job application, form field might get changed, right? It also have the agent which you can tell to the browser base what you want to execute, and it will generate a script for you, and then it will create a proper workflow. So in order to get the API, you will find an option called API key. I already have the API key, so it will just copy it for me. But in your case, if the API key is not there, make sure to copy that. Under the setting, you will get a project ID and the API key. You also have some other setting which you can check that out. Okay. In order to get a free access with the browser base, make sure to click the link in the description, and then you will just sign up with that link. Now let's go back to the cursor. Right now cursor is asking some of the important question or confirmation. So I will just say continue. Okay. Obviously it will give you the implementation plan first, because we switch to the plan mode, and then we'll wait for the implementation plan, and then once we are happy with it, then we'll start implementing. Now it asks another question that an AI job apply flow. So add an apply option dialog, manual versus AI agent, a new job application pipeline backed by Supabase, and 2 serial ingest function in the use of Browserbase plus stagehand to detect form field. So here some to do tasks. Okay. So on this section, you can click on view plan, and inside the plan you will check the complete workflow, how it gonna implement. So this is the current state, and this is the architecture diagram. You can open it to see more in the detail. Okay. After that, it will update some database tables as well. The form detection based on the host name. For example, if I go to any of the job, let's go to the one of the job, let's say greenhouse job, right? And if I click apply, now it will go to this, oh sorry, this is a lever, but if you see, it go to this lever.co. Same, if I have greenhouse, it will go to the greenhouse.io. If I have workable, it will go to the workable.com. So make sure that domain is matches with this one. Okay. After this, if there is any other platform, it will say unsupported for now, but later on you can implement more. Then it will install the ingest, the browser base as well, and then we have to add the ingest event key, sign in key, the browser base API key and the project ID, which we just saw how to get it. And for a ingest, if you are running this in locally, you don't need to add any value. We'll see how to add that later on. Then it will update the next.config.ts file and some other setup. Okay, his huge implementation, if you see, there are 7 to do tasks that cursor is going to taking care. Now let's say build, and now we'll wait for the implementation. Now if once while you're testing, right, if you want to make any changes, you can just tell to the AI agent to make that changes accordingly. Now for now I will pause the video and we'll wait for the final result so that we can test this out. Now once it is implemented, you will see there are a couple of steps that we need to do it. So very first thing, we need to add this environment variable inside your .env.local file. So copy those and simply paste it here, okay, which is a browser based API key, project ID, Supabase service role key. I don't know why we need this one, but we'll check that out. And then event key. Now for the event key, which is optional, for ingest sign in key, I think you can add one for now, okay. But in order to get this API key from the browser base, simply go to the browser base. I will go to the settings. From here I will get the project ID. So here we'll paste the project ID, and then we also want the API key. So let's paste this API key as well and then save it. After that, you need to run the ingest locally using this command. So we'll copy that. Then inside your terminal, we click a new terminal. So here we, here you can just close this tab and paste this over here. So it will run your ingest locally, and inside the ingest you will see the function created. Okay, basically once you run the ingest, right, it will run on some specific port, which is 8288. Now we'll open that. Let's open in a new tab so it will be easy for you to look it out. Now inside that you will see the events, the run, the function and the apps. Okay, so right now under the apps we have to make sure your app gets sync. Okay, right now if you see it's still showing it as a syncing, okay, because it's not completely synced. But if it's not working, so make sure inside your proxy.ts the ingest APIs, if you go to this API/ingest, that is public, that's supposed to be public. So here we'll say /API/ingest, okay, and then save it. So if I go back and refresh it, hopefully it will work. It's that sometimes it takes time, but you have to make sure your application is get synced. And once the application is synced, this is how it look like. If it's not synced, then you have to click on sync new app and simply enter your localhost /API/ingest and your app will get synced. As soon as your app gets synced, under the function you will see all the function which is available. Obviously these are the function which created inside our app. So if I go to the app and under the ingest, you will find those all the functions. So let's find this out. So basically you can search with the function name. So if you see under the automation, we have this detect platform function, but under this library we have this ingest and then function and then these two function, okay, but in that we again have the multiple function as well. Now one function will detect the application field, one is for failure and one is for the submit and the failure, okay. Now if I go back to our application and click on apply now, it will open the dialog. Now one more important thing before testing this out, I wanted to show you that inside the .env.local file you have to make sure you will add the proper stage head model. This field, if it's missing, then make sure to add with the proper model name, okay, which is supported by the browser based stage head. Then in order to get this browser based API and project key, which we already know how to get it, but you also need to add a Supabase service role key. This Supabase service role key you will find under the Supabase project setting. Then go to the API keys, and under the legacy anonymous service role API key, you will find the service role. Copy this and paste it inside your .env file. Okay. You can, for the local, make sure to add the ingest dev is equal to 1, ingest event key as a local, and signing key as a local. This is for the local, but once you deploy your application to a production, then it will automatically get updated. That we'll see later in this video. Now once your ingest is running, then make sure it's synced and your function is up. Now once it's synced, let's go ahead and apply for the job. So let's say, for example, if you want to apply for this particular job position, you will say apply now, and then it will ask how do you want to apply. On click of apply manually, it will open the job on the new tab, and if you see here we have option to apply for this job as well. Okay, but if you want to apply it manually, you can even apply it. So for example, let's say you want to apply this particular job manually, you can just go ahead and fill up the form, but let me go ahead and apply it using an AI agent. Once you click apply automatically using an AI agent, if you see, the AI agent is analyzing the application form, and it will jump onto the application status where it show it as a queue. Right now I will go back to our ingest, okay, and under the run you will see it's currently running. Okay, right now this 4th step is completed, but we got an error. So let's go ahead and check this out. So it's saying no action found, and there is some issue. Let's cancel this and let's try with some other application. Sometimes it happens. So what I will do, I will just go to the database under the table editor, under the job application, right? Let's remove this record for now, because otherwise we'll get confused. And if I refresh it now, you will not see any application status. Okay, let's go to the job and reapply again. So let's apply for this one. So we'll click apply now, and using an AI agent, right now it's in queue. So if we get an error again, then we'll need to fix this out. Currently we don't have any error, and it's detecting all the field. Okay, so we'll wait for this. It takes few seconds because it will first detect all the available field on that application form. So if I go to that particular form, let me click apply now with the manually, you will see some of the forms for this one. Obviously it will go to this apply for a job, and here we have all the form fields. Okay, right now it's still working to fetch all the field, and the reason that we are using ingest, if you see, it already took 50 seconds, but the ingest is still working on your request. So you did not see any timeout issue or anything like that. Right now if you see, it's saying job application is detected. Here we have the detect fields, and these are some detected or fields you will see that is available on that application form, right? Then it also saves the session ID. Here we have the map field. What are the fields from the user and the field from the application, it will map it. Then it will save all the detected field. Then it will mark the missing profile as well. So right now if you see in the finalization, the status is shown as a missing profile information. Now if I go back to our application status, you will see there are some missing profile info. So these are some missing profile info, and AI don't know what answer should we give, right? So under the complete profile field, if I go to this particular field, you will see this field we need to fill it out. Okay, right now we don't have an option or that particular option, right, for this particular field to submit. So we need to tell an cursor AI agent that we need to fill out this form, and once that is done, then you can again continue for the application. Now, before that, one more important thing I wanted to show you. If I click on this view browser base session, it will show you the actual flow. So if you see it open, let me go back again. So basically it opened that particular page, then it click on the apply for this job, okay, and then it navigate to that particular form page, and then it detect all the fields one by one, okay. So you don't need to worry about anything. Now we have the fields, we have all the information. Now it's time to fill out this all the field value. Now the best way is to do it is we will add complete profile field option, and then maybe we will give some dialog instead of showing it directly inside the profile section. So inside the cursor we'll add a new AI agent, and here we will say when we have any missing field while job application submit flow, then to fill up those information, make sure to create dialog with that. So here we say open a dialog. So instead of make sure to open dialog with all those missing field and text input to enter those value, and on click save, then save that information to database, so that while submitting information, now those information can be used directly, okay. So that's what we gave. Make sure to open this dialog when we show alert with missing field message, add option to fill up missing data, and open dialog after that, okay. So we just mention what we want, and then let's execute it. Now obviously we simply start implementing it, okay. So we'll wait for the implementation. Now this particular prompt I am also going to add to our TubeGuruji prompt box so that you can access it. So once it is done, let's test this out. So it implemented that missing profile information dialog. So over here now under the profile you will see an option called field missing data, and here as well you have option called field missing data. On the click it opens the dialog, but the problem is the dialog is too big, so we need to add a scroll. So here we can say add scroll to dialog with a specific height to the dialog, okay. So it's a quick thing, it will just fix it within a few seconds, and once it is done you can just check it out, see, okay. So right now it's saying magnet for some career site. So here you can add an option to fill up this detail, the referral, the authors, and all of this information. Now here we can add one more feature that will let AI to fill up this information. So here we'll say add an option at top to fill up this form information using AI. So add AI agent autofill button, which will help to fill up the missing field on dialog, okay. So instead of adding each thing one by one, right, we will also add an option. So this is the kind of premium feature you can add, so user have option to enter this missing field directly with the help of AI. So let's wait Again, it take only couple of seconds to fix it, not couple but few seconds to fix it. And right now if you see, it's already fixing those changes. And once it is done, let's test this out. So we'll say fields missing data. I think this button need to be replaced. It's not look good, but let's say when you click on AI autofill, obviously it will check what are the different field you have and all of this information. So we'll wait, and now if you see, it fill up all the information. Pretty cool, right? After that, we click save and continue. So basically this information is now saved, and right now if you see, that error is also gone. And then you can click on continue application. So it's saying the application cannot be continued. So let's copy this error, but inside the ingest. Okay, so if you see, it's already started executing. I think we need to fix this error. Okay, so I will just copy this error and then we'll paste it inside the AI cursor. But in meantime, you can just keep track of the ingest flow. Right now we got an error inside the ingest application. Basically it executed all the steps, only the one which is submit application where we are getting an error, right? So it's tried multiple times until it gets success, but sometimes obviously if it's not correct, then it will not execute, right? So simply what you need to do, you can copy this error code and you can stop this ingest function for now. Okay, then we'll go back to our app, and here if I refresh it, you will see this submitting status because we just cancel it. But what you need to do, we'll go to the cursor and either you can start with a new agent, simply paste this error which you get it, and then send. Here at the end you can say found this error while application submit using Browserbase flow inside ingest function. Okay, and then hit enter. Now it will try to fix this particular issue, so we'll wait for this fix. Now once this is done, we can test this out. So main problem is while uploading the resume file, so that's why we are getting this XPath error. Okay, but you can add an option that you can just leave the resume upload for this testing purpose, or you can use a Supabase uploaded resume right inside the storage. From that URL you can upload it. So I already added all of these changes now, so let's test this out. So we'll go back to the cursor, inside our application. Either you can rerun it. So if I go to this ingest and click rerun, hopefully it will rerun properly. So right now if you see, it executing. So we'll wait. I will pause the video because it takes a few seconds or maybe a minute or two to fill up the complete form. So right now it failed again. Okay, but don't worry, because the good thing is it executed long time and it made some progress. So inside the browser base, if I go to the session, and here if you see, it executed for more than 1 minute. If I click on it, then if I play this particular browser session, you will see it started filling this form. Right now this is just a sample example, right, which we added with the resume and all. So if you see, it adding the full name, email, phone, the current company, right, even the if you have website, GitHub URL, everything get added, but it's stuck at one place. And that also you can simply find this out. So let me pause this, and if I scroll down, you will see the complete action that it takes. The action which mark it as a, so if you see here inside the action, the message and success is as a true, right? But at some place, so in this case if you see success is false, and this is the error which we get inside the ingest, is because it check will you require sponsorship and you don't have the answer, right? And in that case it fails. So we have to fix such kind of error and we have to improve our script or AI agent prompt. So we'll go to the cursor and inside that, let me close this and we'll add a new agent, and here we'll say sometimes browser base fail due to incomplete information while filling the form. In that case, based on user profile data and previous information, if required, select / enter proper choice for that given field. Okay, add something even though data is not present in DB. Now this is we are adding just to test this out. So here we added this example as well. Okay, so in this case, let me see, that's the correct one I added. I think this is not the one. So let me undo this particular JSON and I will go back, and what we need to do, the failed one. So this is the failed one. I will copy this code and paste it here. Okay, so here we can say, so in this case getting error, so we are getting this error, right? Getting message as this one, but the choice is simple here. If such field is missing, make sure to ask user before applying to job. If still missing, then select some option and don't leave blank. Use proper AI agent prompt to add all fields or select all field to submit application. Okay, so we just enter all the details, let hit enter, and now it will update the logic appropriately. Okay, I will also add this prompt in case if you need. Now remember one thing, so once you add the initial prompt, right, sometimes you will get a proper result, sometimes you will not get it. So that's the reason you have to test it properly, and if something is missing, you have to add it. Okay, I will keep adding this prompt inside the TubeGuruji's prompt box so that you can use it anytime. Now once it is implemented, you will see the complete workflow. It also added this new workflow architecture diagram, how it actually works and everything. Okay, so let's test this out again. So let's try with some new application. So we'll go to the job and let's try with this one. Okay, so this is for the software engineer. So let's apply with an AI agent. Now it navigate it. Obviously it will give you some missing field if it's any missing fields are there. Okay, so right now if I go to this ingest, you will see the new application is running. So this is the failed one, so that is different. So this is the current one. Okay, so we'll wait, and if you see, it also submitted my job application after filling the some missing field as well. And here you will see the complete AI workflow step, it executed one by one. Obviously this submit application took around more than 2 minutes. That's because it fill out the complete form one by one. After that you can see the application status. Obviously we are going to redesign this application status because it's not aligned properly, but that we will do it later on. And here we have this submitted status as well. Now you can even view the Browserbase session to verify it's actually submitted or not. So over here it will show you the complete duration of application submission. If you see, it's around more than 2 minutes. Okay, so if I move it, it automatically you will see it automatically fill out the each detail one by one. It scroll it, it will enter the details for you, so you don't need to worry. Say, pretty cool, right? Obviously it will check mark, it will select from the drop down everything for you, so you don't need to worry about anything. And at the last it will submit your application as well, and then once the application is submitted, then it will save the status into the database. So over here you can see the submit application and it's showing it as a true, that application button is clicked. Okay, so it will give so that from the browser base you can track each detail for each field. When it entered, right, you will see the result immediately, and that's how your application is now submitted. And here I also received email for submission of this application. Okay, and obviously you can open the job URL to verify everything. The interesting thing is, right, if you open this URL and on the click of apply, here we have the details, so it automatically click on that particular button and everything it will do it for you. Okay, so I hope you understand how easily this workflow is implemented in step-by-step way. Now quick change we are going to do, that we want to update this application status, and whenever user submitted the application, that job application submitted status we need to update on this job page as well. So here we are going to add a new agent, and we are going to simply add was job application is in queue or fail or submitted or even missing status, make sure to show on job page as well for that specific job application card. Also update application status page with proper layout, UI UX design, and add proper margin as well. Okay, so this is a small thing we added. If you want, you can change this to some other you can select some other AI model as well, but for now we'll keep as it is and simply update it. This particular prompt, again, I will make sure it is available inside the TubeGuruji prompt box so that you can use it. And now if you see, it is implemented, and now if I go back to the application status, now it will show the proper status, in progress, and which one is submitted and everything, and when it's submitted. Okay, then under the jobs, if I go, I think we use this leverage, and if you see, this one is mark it as a submitted. Okay, because this is the application we submitted. Here we have the application progress. Obviously on click view details, it will navigate to the application status page. Okay, so that's how you have to update this UI UX accordingly. If you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section, because there are a few more important features that we are going to add in this particular project. Now it's time to push our code to the GitHub so that Coderabbit will review our code and give you the proper suggestion, create a proper summary of the changes which we made, and we'll also get inline comment if there is any fix which need to be done. So basically inside the source control, first thing we'll create a new branch. So we'll go to the branch, click create branch, and over here we'll say job application automation using Browserbase. Okay, then hit enter. At the bottom, make sure you check out correctly, and then I will give the commit message. Over here, make sure you stage all of the changes and then simply say commit. Once you make click commit, make sure to publish your branch. That is very important so that you can create the pull request. So on your GitHub repo, you have option to create the pull request. Here you will see the summary. Simply click create pull request, and once the pull request is created, you will see the Coderabbit will automatically start reviewing our code. And if you see, Coderabbit now started reviewing your code. Okay, now we'll wait for Coderabbit to review our code, then we'll fix the inline comment, and most important, if you see, it already started commenting on our PR. It will also generate a proper summary of the changes which we made inside this PR. So make sure to review your code with a Coderabbit every time when you create and push your code on a GitHub and create a pull request. This is a bonus chapter for those who want to use Cursor for free. In the Cursor, we are going to add multiple free AI model which you can use it. So simply inside your cursor, you will see this setting icon. Just click on it and then it will open the cursor setting. Under that, we have the model section. Currently, if you see, we have a lot of different model which is enabled, and obviously these model are paid with the cursor subscription. But if you want to use a free model, just expand this API key. Now you might have a question, obviously API key is paid everywhere, but at one place you will get this API completely for free, which is called an OpenRouter.ai. In many of my video, I use the OpenRouter because OpenRouter provides a lot of different models, and some models are free, some are paid. Okay, so let me show you how it actually works. Now under the model section, and obviously we want to use a text, then select the text, and here you will see a different AI model, right? Now if you search something like free, or you can go to the pricing section, and here as well if you set this pricing to a free, then you will get all the free model, okay, which is completely free to use. Now there are a bunch of different model which you can use it, but not only that, but if you want to use any model which is slightly cheaper, okay, but better than the free model, that also available. For example, Gemini and many other, but we are going to use a free model in this case. Now first thing, we need to go to the API. So let's go to the home, and inside that you have option called API key. Under that API key, make sure to create a new API key, give the API key name, and then once you click create, it will generate one API key for you. That API key you have to copy and then paste it inside the cursor setting. So inside that, I will paste this API key inside the open API key section. Once you paste it, then make sure to override this open AI base URL. So currently it's navigating to the open AI, but now we are going to change it to the open router. Okay, so if I close this, and from there you can simply go to the documentation, and inside the doc you can, if you scroll down, we need to use this URL open router AI API /v1, something like this. Okay, then you have to enable this open API key, so which will enable the our own OpenAI API key. So let's say enable. Okay, so this is the first part. Now your Open Routers API key is configured. Now we have to add the model which you want to use. Currently we have few models, right? But if you want to add a model directly from the Open Router, search the model which you want to use, and then once you click it, copy this model name. Okay, if you want to use free, make sure you will copy the model name which is free, and then inside the cursor just add this model. If it's saying no model found, then we obviously want to add this model, our custom model, and then click add. Okay, now let's add few more. For example, if you want to use this North Mini code, so this is also good for the coding. So I will add this model as a custom model and we'll say add. And if you want a Gemini or OpenAI, that is also available. See, so we can add that too. So okay, so we added 3 model basically. Now I will open the chart window, and inside this, let's go to the ask for now for testing purpose, and inside the composer you will see the model which we just added. Okay, now select the model which you want to use and simply send a message. So let's send this, and right now if you see we are in the ask mode, right? So we just sent hi message, and then it will start working on it, and here is the result. Pretty cool, right? Obviously you can switch this model to something else and you can start typing it. If some model is not work, then make sure to replace that model with another model, and that's how you can use a cursor for a free or a lifetime. Just make sure you will use a different model, and whichever model which suit for you, you can keep using that model. As simple as that. I hope you understand how to use cursor for free. If you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section. I will put the complete step-by-step process on my Instagram channel. So make sure to follow and add a comment so that you will get the cursor's free model steps directly into your inbox. After implementing the core workflow and feature of this application, now it's time to enhance the application. For example, in this particular chapter, we are going to add an option to save the job for a later. Basically, inside this particular chapter, we are going to focus on saving a job application for a later. Okay, so once user click on save button on the job card, we're gonna save it to our database, and then we are going to add a new sidebar option called save job. From there, user can see all the saved jobs anytime. Okay, so that's how the save job logic will work. Very straightforward and very easy to implement. Now let's you can try on your own how to write a prompt for this particular feature. Okay, I already added the prompt, but you can try it out so that you will understand how to write the prompt as well. So inside the TubeGuruji's website, you will see this prompt. Okay, I also uploaded the notes so that you can check it out anytime. I will copy this AI agent prompt, will open cursor and we'll start with a new. Let me close all of this tab for now, and here we'll start a new conversation and simply paste it here. Now if you want, you can change this to a plan mode. So first it will plan it and then it will start implementing. Okay, so I switch this to a plan mode. Let's send this out. Now we'll wait for the implementation plan, and then once we walk through the implementation plan, we'll start implementing it. And here we have this implementation plan. Okay, so it properly mention what are the things gonna change, what is the database changes it's gonna add, and which file is going to update as well. What are the things are out of scope, okay, which is not needed, and then here we have the test plan as well. Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and start building it. Now if you carefully observe, we really don't need a save status. We don't need a new table. Okay, so job table is going to use the existing table with a new column called save status, and it will just change the flag true to false accordingly. Okay, now we'll wait for the complete implementation plan and then we'll start testing this. And once it is implemented, you will see the AI already finished the implementation, so we can go ahead and check this out. So we'll go back, and now let me refresh this once so that we can test this out. So right now, let's say you want to save this job, so just click on save, and now it's showing as a save, right? If I go to the new option called save job on the sidebar, then on a click of it, it will navigate to the new page, and here we go. Now we have one saved job. Obviously from here you will see all the option which is similar like a job page. Okay, but you can just check this out. So basically when you come to the job page and whichever job you want to save, just click on it. Okay, but one quick thing and small thing we are going to update on the click of save. We also want to add a toast notification. So here we can simply say on click save button, also on click save button show notification success saying it's saved. Okay, now if I click this again, right, it will remove it from the save. See, right, so it also deleted as expected, so there is no change. Only whenever it's saved, we want a toast notification. Send this out and then it will quickly update it. So that's how guys you have to add and enhance your application with this small feature as well, which affect or which help a lot. Okay, so right now if you see I think it's implemented as well. So let's click save, and then you will see the notification saying job saved, and if I go to the saved job, you will see that saved job. If I click this, it will remove it as well. Pretty cool, right? So that's how this saved job functionality works. Now it's time to add a pricing and subscription section to our app. Currently, any user can apply unlimited job using an AI agent, but we have to add some limitation so that we can use this application as a SaaS application and make money out of it by providing a different plans to the user. So very first plan we are going to add, which is a free plan in which user can apply maximum 5 jobs with the automation in a single day. So every day user can apply only max 5 jobs, okay, and he can able to see 10 job result. Okay, so right now on this job page user can apply unlimited job, and obviously here we are showing all the jobs, but for a free user he can only see top 10, and other we can just remove it or blur it out. Okay, for a pro plan user can apply max 25 jobs per day, and which cost just less than $10. Okay, and obviously for unlimited user can apply unlimited job using an AI agent. So I already added the perfect plan feature inside this note so that you can refer it. So idea is when user select a plan, it will redirect it to the Stripe checkout. So we are going to use a Stripe payment gateway. The reason is Stripe now also allow a UPI payment to those who want to make a payment through the UPI. So from India and everything, now that is also provided by the Stripe payment gateway, and it's very easy to integrate and worldwide available. Now once payment is success, we are going to update the user subscription and the limit, and user enjoy the feature based on the plan. So here we have the limit enforcement added. Also on the sidebar we already have the option called billing and credit. There as well we are going to show this all option to manage the plan and everything. Okay, if user want to subscribe to the new plan or unsubscribe it, they can manage from that section. So everything is added to the note, so you can go ahead and check it out. I already added the prompt for that one, so that you can just simply copy and put it inside your Cursor AI agent. Also it is also available on the TubeGuruji prompt box. So simply I'm going to open this chapter 8. You have the notes, so you can simply download it if you want, and simply copy this code or copy this prompt. We'll go to the cursor, we'll add a new agent and simply paste it here. Now make sure you will change this to a plan mode if you want. So and then simply send. You also have option to add a stripe, because we already mentioned, right? And if you click on this stripe, the cursor already added few more details, but right now we'll just ignore it and we'll go with this change. Okay, so we don't need to add this plugin, it's not mandatory, it will give you the better result. Okay, right now we'll wait for the result, and then once we have the implementation plan, we'll walk through it and then we'll start implementing. And here we have the plan ready. So if you see inside the plan, we also have the architectural diagram, database schema, that what are the changes needed. Obviously it will create a new table called billing history, daily apply usage to track a user's usage, right, and all other details as well. Later on we also need a Stripe payment API, right, for in order to integrate it. That we'll add later on, but for now once we are happy with the implementation plan, simply start building it. Now once the build is complete, we'll test this out and we'll add the missing API key as well, but for now let's wait for the implementation. Now once it is implemented, you will see that we need some setup to be required. Okay, so first thing we need to add this environment variables inside .env.local file. So copy that, go to the .env.local and paste it here. So first thing, we have this Stripe secret key Stripe webhook secret key and the public app URL. Okay, now I will tell you how to get those. Then inside the Stripe dashboard, we have to enable the customer portal so that it will be easy to manage the subscription for the user. Okay, and this is the register webhook as well. And in order to locally listen the Stripe event, right, we'll copy this and you can simply run inside your Stripe. Now obviously this cursor agent is taking care of installing the Stripe. Right now if I paste it here, it's saying command not found for the Stripe, right? So simply you can either search this on a Google, so basically it will give you an option to install the Stripe CLI, because it only install the Stripe SDK and not the CLI. So you have to install the Stripe CLI. You can go to the Stripe documentation, and this is the simple command which you can paste it inside your terminal, and then it will install the Stripe CLI. And now you can run this Stripe webhook URL. So here we'll say please enter to open in browser. So we'll open this inside the dashboard, that particular URL. I will sign in and it's saying allow access. Okay, so the access is granted now, and now it is you can easily access the webhook testing. Okay, now before that, now let's go to the Stripe again. So I will go to the stripe.com, and here if you don't know what is Stripe, you can definitely go through it. Okay, and then go to the dashboard. After this, currently if you are in the live mode, I will definitely suggest you to switch this to a test mode, okay, or sandbox mode, so you can test it locally. Now here you have the secret key. Simply click copy it and then paste it to this secret key. Then in order to add a webhook, click on developer section. Inside that, click webhook, and here you can add a destination. Now inside the destination, you have to select which subscription or which event you want to subscribe. Okay, you can even ask that to the cursor that which event you want, but it already mentioned that which event you want, so which is a checkout session completed. So select that. Then we also have checkout session updated, deleted. So we have checkout session. Oh, we don't have updated, but let's search on the checkout, or let's, oh, it's a customer, not the checkout. So customer session updated, then deleted, pause. You can select whichever event you want. Invoice paid, invoice failed. Here we'll say invoice paid, invoice failed, invoice payment failed. So make sure to select all of this event, okay, that is important, and then click continue. Then destination type, make sure to select as a webhook endpoint. Then you can add a endpoint URL. So right now if you are using localhost 3000, you can add that. Sometimes it might not work, because if you see it's saying that URL must be a publicable accessible URL. Right now, once you add the endpoint, right, you need to add an actual domain, otherwise it will give you error and saying the URL must be publicly accessible, but this is the localhost URL. But in order to test this webhook locally, you can consider using Stripe CLI, right? So now in order to use the Stripe webhook locally, we are going to go back to the terminal and again run the same command, which is this Stripe forward listen. Okay, so we'll paste it and then it will generate this webhook signing secret key. Now copy this key as it is, and then inside .env we have to paste it so that it will run locally. As simple as that. Okay, once this is done, let's go back to our application. So right now we are getting error. Okay, so what we can do, we can simply stop it first and rerun our application again, and then we'll wait. Okay, still we have the same error. So what we can do, we can simply copy this error as it is and paste it here. Okay, so that it will fix this error for us. And that's how easy it is, because you don't need to worry and don't need to understand what is this error, because AI agent will help us. Now basically this error comes because we missed one step, which is the running the migration against the Supabase project. Okay, but right now after pasting this error, now cursor AI agent is running the migration against the Supabase. So we will be good after executing this implementation. And now if you see, we don't have any error, we are good to go. So right now if you see, I am on the free plan, and that's why it only allow me 5 out of 5 use today, right? Then under the billing and subscription, it will go to the new page. Right now it show current plan, how many it uses. You also have option to upgrade your plan, and then you will also see the available plan. On the click of subscribe to pro plan, right, it will call the Stripe payment gateway, and then if you see, it navigate to the checkout page on the Stripe. Over here, obviously currently we are on the sandbox mode, but right now it automatically send the how much amount, which is $19. Now you also have option whether you can select a card method, a cash on app, clerk, and many other. You also have an option to pay with Apple Pay, Link, Amazon Pay, and many other. Now depends on your country, you also get an option like UPI, right? If you are in India or whichever country support the UPI, you will see those options. Now on selecting card, now I will just add the testing card. Now Stripe also provide a test card. So if I go to the Stripe test card, so here you will find a different card numbers. Okay, you can try it with a different brand like Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, and many others. Simply copy the card number, enter any future date, any CVV. You can add the cardholder name, which is anything is fine. Okay, and then click subscribe. And after that, if you see, it's now processing. Once this is done, it jump back, and now you will see this is your current active plan. Okay, at the top now you will see that your limit is updated from 5 to 25 job application per day. Okay, and as soon as you start applying for the job, you will see the changes. Now you also have option to manage your subscription. So on click of open Stripe billing portal, from there you can manage your subscription, like canceling the subscription, or you can even change the payment method. You can change the plan as well. Everything can manage through this particular page, and here you will see the billing history. Pretty cool, right? Everything is at one place, and here as well you will see the billing credits is updated now because you are on the pro plan, and where you can apply more than 10 or 5 records, right? Because the maximum capacity of 25 record or 25 jobs. So that's all for this particular chapter. I hope you understand, and you understand how easily we added this subscription pricing model. Obviously, once you deploy your application, you have to make sure you will set up the webhook so that you can simply get the web secret and paste it here with the proper domain. But until this point, if you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Now it's time to push our code to the GitHub so that Coderabbit will review our code and we can fix if there is any issue. So let's go to the cursor, we'll go to the source control. First we'll create a new branch. So we'll click on create branch, and then we'll say chapter 8 payment gateway and pricing and credits. Hit enter. You will stage all of the change. You can tell AI to write a proper commit message and the description, and once you are happy with it, simply say commit. Then publish your branch. Then we'll go to the GitHub in order to create a new pull request, and once the pull request is created, you can simply click create pull request, and then Coderabbit will start reviewing our code. Okay, and at the end, make sure to merge your pull request to the main branch, but make sure to wait Coderabbit to review your code completely. And now if you see, Coderabbit is already commented with a proper summary, the inline comment, what are the different things you can update, and even the prompt to fix that particular change, right? So you don't need to even write the prompt. This Coderabbit also giving you the prompt so that you can easily fix it. Pretty cool, right? And once you made the changes which you want, simply merge your pull request to the main branch so that all the code which you updated inside this branch is available to the main branch. As simple as that. Now here I also updated the landing screen where we have updated hero section, then we have the some feature section as well, okay, with a bento grid, then how it works section where you will see the steps to understand user how this particular application works, then testimonials and the pricing section along with the footer. Okay, now this is very simple and clean and very professional landing screen for our AI job application web app. Okay, now once you added this particular landing screen, you have to make sure your all the code is pushed to the main branch. So I will simply gonna update this branch. I'll create a new branch, and here I will just say updated landing screen. Okay, I will put the prompt to update the landing screen so that you can also update. Here you can add the commit message, and after that make sure to commit the changes and then publish your branch. And you have to make sure all your code are pushed to the GitHub. So once you push your code and merge into the main branch, then you simply need to connect your GitHub account to the Vercel, because Vercel provide you a free hosting service where you can deploy your web application for a free. So on the Vercel.com, if you don't have an account, make sure to create a new account and then click add new project. Here, if you are connecting or using the Vercel first time, you have to make sure you will connect your GitHub account. Okay, I already connected, and that's why if you see just now whatever the GitHub repo changes we pushed, that repo name you will see, simply click import. It will automatically detect our application framework, so you don't need to worry about that. But under the environment variable, you have to make sure you will add all the key and values. Okay, so let's go to the cursor, and inside that I will go to this .env.local file, copy everything and paste it here. It will automatically assign the key and their respective value. See, okay. Now before pushing this code or before deploying our application, one more important thing you have to follow always, which is building your application locally by using a command npm run build. Basically, this build command will help us to fix any build time error. Okay, so if you fix it locally, then you will not get any issue while deploying your application. Otherwise, you have to make sure if you get any error while deploying on Vercel, you have to fix it locally first. Right now, if you see, I don't have any issue. Okay, so I don't need to make any changes. But right now, if I click deploy button, then it will start deploying our application. First, it will install all the dependency, it will set up our application, assign a custom domain, and then it will ready to use. Now I will pause the video and will wait for the complete deployment. And if you see, our application is now ready. Also, Vercel also has the plugin which you can install on your favorite IDE like Cursor or Cloud Codex. Okay, you have this command which you need to install so that you can easily install the new updated changes and many other things. But right now let's focus on our deployed application. So over here, if you see, we have the domain on which our application is now deployed, and then you can simply sign in to your application. Here I will just sign in by selecting the correct account, and once you select the account you can go to the dashboard, and on the dashboard you will see our dashboard page, and here we have the all the job listing and the complete profile. Pretty cool, right? Now everything look good, but the most important thing, if you try to apply to the job, our ingest function is not set up, because previously we were using the ingest locally, but now it's time to connect our application to the ingest. So basically you have to sign in to the ingest platform, and then you have to connect our app to this ingest cloud. So I already have a lot of application connect to the ingest, but in order to connect your own app, now it's time to integrate. So basically click on apps, and inside this we have option called sync new app. Inside that you also have option to sync with a Vercel. You can directly sync with a Vercel as well, okay? Or if I go to this app, previously we had an option where you can directly integrate with the Vercel, but let's click on sync with the app. Here we can say sync with the Vercel, and then we'll go to the Vercel configuration. Then you have to search your application, okay? So right now if you see, the status is showing it as a disable, so we'll go to the configure, and then inside the configuration you have to enable the status. Then you have to give the complete path. So right now our application running on this specific domain, so I will copy this domain, and then /API/ingest you have to add. After that you have to add a deployment protection key. Now this basically bypass the deployment protection, right? So in order to do that, you have to go to your Vercel project dashboard, and inside that here you have option called setting at the bottom, then click on deployment protection. Here you if you scroll down, right, there are different options which you can check it out. So under the protection bypass for automation, we'll click add secret, and then simply click add bypass. Here we'll find this key, simply copy that key, go to your ingest, and then paste it under the deployment protection key, and that's how simple it is. Then click save configuration. Okay, so basically what it will do, once you enable and add this one, it will automatically connect or add a couple of environment variables. So if I go to this environment variables, right, right now it's still not added, maybe our application is not synced perfectly. So if I go to the all integration, we'll say manage, and then click our project. So right now it's saying enable, okay? So let's go ahead and check it out inside the app. Sometimes you have to do it manually, so let's go to this app, and under the app, if you see, I already have a lot of application running, right? But here I don't see the name, so let's click sync new app, and then I will add the app URL, so which is this one. So here we'll say /API/ingest, and then click sync app. So right now it's saying HDK response was not signed, is it in dev mode? So basically our environment variable, we need to remove it first, because we set it as a local, right? So that need to be updated. So this ingest dev, we have to delete it. Then we have this signing key, so let me edit this. And also you can copy this key and you can place it to the sign in key. So inside the environment variable, we already have this sign in key, so I will click on edit, paste this key, and let's try to save it. Once you save, you can redeploy your application, because whenever you update any environment variable, we have to make sure you will redeploy it, and then you can see the deployment status. Currently it's in building state, so we'll wait. And now once it deployed, our application is now synced inside the ingest. Obviously the name we gave as a job buddy AI, and here we have the URL and everything. So if you see, we have this 4 function which were running locally, now it's on the cloud. Okay, it means our application is now also set up with the proper backend. So if I go to this sign in, I thought I already signed into the platform, but let's sign in again. Now when you start submitting to the job, then you will see inside the ingest with the live AI workflow execution. Okay, now let's apply for the job so that we can test this out. So for example, let's say you want to apply for this job, so we'll click apply now and apply using an AI agent. And right now if you see, it's in the queue. Okay, now if I go to this ingest, right, and inside the, let me go back to the app section where it actually running, right. So if I go to this run, and inside that if you see, now it's running. Okay, so we'll just wait, and then we'll just need to make sure that it connected to this ingest. Okay, so that's how easily you have to make sure to connect your app with the ingest so that you can run your all the background job. If you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Now make sure your billing also need to connect it to your Stripe account. Okay, currently it's in the test mode and the webhook is a localhost, so you might not get a proper response. So you have to connect with a proper webhook with this particular domain, so that you will get a webhook secret key which you need to add inside your production.env environment variable section. So guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section, because there are a lot of different application AI SaaS projects coming up in the coming days. So make sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to press notification bell icon and press like button, as well as share this video with your friends and family, and we'll see you in the next video.